All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. India is now finally moving ahead with its evacuation plans to bring back those Indian citizens who've been stuck in Wuhan for the last few weeks. Now, Air India flight B747 will depart for China roughly in a few minutes from now and bring back 400 estimated Indians who are caught up in a city that has been quarantined. Now, the jet is expected to return roughly at about 2 o'clock in the wee hours of the morning tomorrow.
हम लोग एक बोइंग 747 जंबो को भेज रहे हैं जिसमें करीब 400 इंडियंस को वहाँ से इवैक्यूएट किया जाएगा। ये अभी जाएगा करीब 12 बजे के करीब यहाँ से और रात के 2 बजे के करीब 2-3 बजे करीब लौटेगा।
Now, upon their return, all 400 Indian citizens will be quarantined for a period of 28 days in isolation wards. Now, the wards have already been set up by the Defence and Labour Ministries along with the Indo-Tibetan Border Police. The government intends to quarantine most of the evacuees from China at the defence facility in Manesar, as it is located far from residential areas. The isolation wards have also been set up in Delhi's All India Institute of Medical Sciences and the Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital. The patient samples will be tested at the National Institute of Virology in Pune. The evacuation comes a day after India confirmed its very first positive case of coronavirus infection. A student from the southern state of Kerala has tested positive for the virus. The patient is said to be a student who is studying at the Wuhan University who had recently managed to return to India. Now, currently in isolation, the patient is said to be in a stable condition and under constant observation. There is at this point of time still no clarity about when the individual had returned to India or when he or she, how many people has he or she been in contact with. Now, 5 more patients, including 4 men and a woman, have been admitted at the Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital. They're suspected of being infected with the coronavirus. All 5 patients had recently returned from China and are now being kept in isolation wards. 3 people who had been admitted earlier have now been discharged. All right, now to add more perspective in terms of how this evacuation process will go on, we are joined in by WION's Siddhant Sibal, who's joining us live from New Delhi. Good afternoon to you, Siddhant. Now, this of course, is a much anticipated evacuation process that is to take place. What more information do we have at this point of time?
Well, Mohammed, shortly we do expect an Air India flight to take off from Delhi to Wuhan for the evacuation. It will be, of course, a process which will be fraught with risk, given the fact that a crew is going, which is led by an experienced person. We do expect the Air India to reveal the name very soon, but as of now, this is a process which was 1 week in making. In fact, the Indian mission in Beijing has been asking for passport numbers, names, and people who would like to go. So far, we know that 300 people will be coming in the first flight, and later on in the second flight, we do expect another 300 people to come. So initially, we are expecting in the first phase of this evacuation, 600 people are expected to be rescued.
Right, at this point of time, do we know about the precise number of Indian nationals who could be stuck in the Wuhan city, which is now being quarantined? And also there was talk that only those who do not show any symptoms of the coronavirus will be brought back. So is a medical team from India also heading to Wuhan at this point of time?
Well, one thing I can confirm you that almost more than 1,000 Indian citizens are stuck in Wuhan, and there have been requisitions by many Indian citizens to be brought back. Talking about the health conditions, yes, it is right to say that people who are showing no symptoms will be allowed to board that plane and come back here in India. They will be landing here in Delhi, and they will be kept in observation for almost 14 days. That's an incubation period, and only after that they will be allowed to go back to their respective homes. But this is an evacuation process which is in making for a long time. We know the Indian government has been making sure that wherever any Indian is stuck, is in a position that he or she would like to be evacuated, the Indian government has in the past shown all the mechanism, including last time we saw in West Asian countries, India was able to bring back its citizens with an Operation Sankat Motion. So, of course, right now no name has been given. Of course, people in the media especially has been calling it Operation Wuhan evacuation. But we do expect this operation to continue for a pretty long time, and expect all the citizens who have sent a requisition for them to be evacuated to be brought back here in Delhi, and of course sent back from Delhi to their respective homes.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Siddhant, for joining us and getting us all those updates in terms of this very crucial evacuation operation that is to start in a few minutes from now.